shy around people that I don't know. Crazy though. Yeah, like I'm Libra, so I'm like balanced.
And then people always expect you to only be one way. I'm a diverse individual. All of this shit is real. I'm all of it, motherfucker. I beat your ass, kiss your girl, and go tuck my kids in. And then I show up and lead a march on the weekend. Angel.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
A few moments later.
I feel like soul ties is crazy.
That vote is fake as fuck. That's not a real vote. That's not a real vote. They give it to who they want to give it to.
He blocked me. What a f***ing loser.
High road.
When they go low, we go
to where the lava in hell.
Does it say what I'm wearing?
The tea is exceptionally good today. Who made this? Very delicious. Hold on.
Hey, my cosmic cousins. It's your girl, Nova Charm, and welcome to another episode of Astrology Tea with Nova Charm. On today's episode, we're hopping back into my Astrology 101 series. And on today's series, we're talking about Libra. Yes, we have fallen into Libra season, and honey, let me give you the tea on the Libra energy. But before we dive too deep into it, make sure that you go ahead and hit that like, go ahead and subscribe to your girl, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I want to sip with you. Now let's get into it. Now when it comes to Libra energy, Libra is considered the certified lover of the zodiacs. Now, Libra is the only zodiac symbol that's not represented by an animal or a person. It is quite literally the scales. Now, way back in the day, the symbolism of Libra was tied back to the goddess Astrology. Now, goddess Astrology was considered the virgin goddess of justice, innocence, and purity. She's also known as the star maiden. Now, if some of these descriptions sound a little familiar, that's because when Astrology went up in the sky to become a constellation, she became the constellation for Virgo. However, the scales that she held became the constellation for Libra. Now, Astrology once lived on the earth during the golden ages, back when there was a time of peace and harmony, and everything was just real chill. But then something happened where humans started to become a little bit more chaotic. And our girl Astrology was like, let me get up out of here. So she went up in the stars to be a constellation, okay? Now, the scales represents the equal balance of nature itself. It literally falls around autumn equinox, and that is the perfect balance of day and night. So Libra energy literally comes with its own receipts, like I'm going to give you equal day and night. Now, Libra is a cardinal air sign. Now, every cardinal sign kicks off a season. Libra, being the air sign of the cardinals, just happens to kick off that fall season when things start to get a little bit more chilly. Cardinal signs are the leaders and the trendsetters, so they literally get things started. They ain't got time to wait around for everybody else to see what they're going to do. They're going to do what they need to do. They're going to initiate the action, okay? Now, when we're talking about the element of air, we're talking about ideas, intellect, and social vibes. That freedom energy that the air gives. Like when you think of the element of air, there's no way that you can capture air, you know? So there's definitely an energy of freedom when it comes to all of the air signs. And when you pair that with Libra, which is ruled by Venus, it gives an element of freedom of love, freedom of peace, and a freedom of connecting with others. Now, as I mentioned briefly, Libra has a social type of energy to it. Now, you learned all about communicating when it comes to Mercury. So now it's time for you to apply that communication skills that you've learned and actually utilize it to communicate with others. And that's where Libra kind of comes in. Gemini energy kind of covers that communication element of air mainly, but Libra has it when it comes to communicating with relationships and deeper bonds. The air element gives you a certain flexibility that allows you to adjust, adapt, and compromise when it comes to relationships. It's not going to come in aggressive like their sister sign Aries. Libra energy leads with charm, persuasion, and strategy. It finds its power through diplomacy rather than dominance. Libra is ruled by Venus, as I mentioned earlier, and this is the planet of love, beauty, and luxury. Like, that's what's housed there in Venus. Child, let's just say people with high Libra in their chart will turn a grocery aisle into their own personal runway, okay? Libra energy really prefers to be non-confrontational. They enjoy harmony. They enjoy partnership. And most importantly, they enjoy romance. But please don't get it twisted. Please, whatever you do, do not tip that scale. Because if you do, you will soon see why Libra energy is the sister sign to Aries, okay? Now, tipping the scale for Libras can also be in the form of indecision. Like, they can be very indecisive. And while we're on the topic, let's just go ahead and dive a little bit into the light and the shadow side of that energy. Now, one of the top things about Libra energy that I love the most when they're in their light is their charm and their magnetism. They can walk in a room and instantly make people feel comfortable. They just know how to work a room and socialize with everybody. I mean, think Cardi B. Her personality is so fun and everybody loves her personality, you know? She just has a certain charm, no matter what she's saying or, you know, what she's talking about. Another thing that I enjoy about Libra energy is their diplomacy. They are natural peacekeepers, and they know exactly how to be able to listen to both sides and be able to see both points of view, hence the scale. Now, Libra energy definitely has to be careful with this, though, because if they're not careful, it could definitely turn into people pleasing. And that's when it starts to get a little bit more on the shadow side of that. They avoid conflict as much as they can, to the point to where they sacrifice their own needs just to keep the peace. And before we get too far off the subject, let me rewind real quick. I did talk about the social grace of Libra energy and how they are like the networking queens and kings of people. Like, they know how to work a room. Now, the shadow side of that is it can be a manipulative sweetness. Like, they know how to say the right things to get you hooked, but they really don't mean it. Also, when it comes to the social side, they can tend to be a little superficial and sometimes care a little bit too much about appearances, looks, and what other people think. Now, don't get me wrong now. Libras definitely know how to put that drip on, okay? They are also the kings and queens of the fashion, the art, the design. They just genuinely understand beauty, and they'll know how to make something look real beautiful. Now, when it comes to Venus, Libra's main role in Venus is the partnerships, and Taurus, which is also the sign that is ruled by Venus, kind of deals a little bit more with the beauty of it all, the luxury of it all, okay? But as I said before, with any of these zodiac signs, if they are sharing that planet, they're still going to carry traits of that planet. But one of those signs in that planet is going to hold that trait a little bit more so than the other. When it comes to the Venus and Libra within Venus, like I said before, it carries more of the partnership aspect of Venus. So their romantic idealism is over the top. They truly believe in love and partnerships and soulmates. They love love. And so whenever they find a partner, they definitely going to put that partner on a pedestal. Now, if you're not careful, though, you have to really keep balance with Libra. Because if you're not careful, it can lean over into the over-romanticizing. Like putting your partner in situations on a pedestal to the point where it literally crushes your reality later. It's like you're not able to see things on a realistic point of view because you got love in your eye. People with high Libra energy, when it comes to relationships, you definitely have to have your boundaries up and not allow people to just walk all over them. And definitely look at the situation that you have in front of you and not the potential that you see. Now, Libras can definitely get toxic now because Libras don't like to break hearts. So what they'll do is they'll convince you that it was your idea to leave, knowing the whole damn time they was ready to get up out that situation, okay? So let's review, shall we? When it comes to Libra's toxic traits, now, these are things that if you are dating someone with heavy Libra placements or you yourself have heavy Libra placements, this is how you know you're dealing with the dark, the shadow, the toxicity of it all, okay? if that Libra energy is indecisive to a point where it's torturous, okay? They can't make a decision to save their life, all right? This is that Libra when you ask them if they want something to eat, like both of y'all literally going to starve waiting for a decision to be made, okay? Another toxic trait is people pleasing. They'll sacrifice their own needs for yours and just to avoid confrontation. And for the person who they're sacrificing for, it may seem like it's cool now, but if you tip them scales too much, child, just look out, okay? Another toxic trait would be the charm as a manipulation. Libra energy can be the sweetest, they can look so charming, but what they want, they won't be upfront about. And this has a lot to do with their avoidance of conflict. Instead of addressing problems, they'll ghost, deflect, or just distract you with a compliment, okay? Another toxic trait that Libra energy carries is the passive aggressiveness. They will shade you with a smile. Like, Libra energy will literally pick pretty over practical. Like, they will do it. Another toxic trait that you'll notice is the over-romanticizing and codependency. Like, they fall in love with the potential, like I said before. They think about the aesthetic of the couple vibes and not how toxic it is. They're just doing it for show. And they'll let you walk all over any boundary just to keep up the performance. So, yeah, no, we don't like that. My last toxic trait that I have for the Libra energy is the two-faced tendencies. Because they see all sides, they sometimes end up telling everybody what they think they want to hear, which can come off as fake. So a lot of times Libra gets that jacket put on them that they are fake and that they'll just say whatever. Well, sometimes they are. But that just has a lot to do with that avoidance spirit that is on that Libra energy. Now, enough about the negatives. Let me put y'all on to the positives. So, like, if you coming across a Libra energy that is in this energy, child, go ahead and lock it in. Now, you know what I say about energy, though. Like, our energy is fluent, just like we are. So, it can be up one day and down the next. But what you want to see is these traits come out of this Libra energy more oftentimes than not. One of the biggest things is the sincere charm. And I say sincere because we know that the charm can either be very manipulative or it can be genuine. And you can tell based on how that Libra deals with you. Like, a Libra will literally show you exactly how they feel. No matter what they say, they will show you. They are a lot like their sister sign in that way. That Libra energy will just have this natural it factor. And people will just find themselves just liking them for whatever reason. And also another quality of the light is the peacemaking vibes. Now, typically Libras hate drama unless they're watching it or they've somehow started it and, you know, they're off to the side and their name ain't in it. As long as their name ain't in it, they like it. But, you know, they don't really want a bunch of drama. So Libras are going to be the one to smooth everything over. They're able to find a middle ground where other people are able to see the other person's point of view. They're really able to listen clearly and not take sides until they're able to hear the full story. And sometimes then they still won't take a side. And that brings me to my next quality of the light, which is their ability to be able to be great listeners and friends. They know how to give advice. They know how to validate your feelings. They will definitely be the ones to hype you up. Even if it takes them forever to make a decision about their own life, they will always have the best advice for you. They will always be able to pinpoint exactly what you need to do. And they're able to offer a balanced perspective because of the fact that they can see all sides of the situation. It makes them excellent at problem solving. Another great quality that you want to look for is they are the literal definition of social butterflies. They naturally connect with other people. That means that they are able to build communities, introduce people, and network like no other. They're able to bring the funny. They're able to bring the beauty. They're able to bring just that overall sense of community and just communication. They just know how to set the overall vibe when it comes to the aesthetic of how things should look. The vibes of the conversation, like they literally just have an ability to just set an overall vibe of harmony and peace and just fun. Now, one of the best qualities I can say is that they are romantic souls. Libra energy truly believes in love and partnership and the connection that you feel with being with someone else. Like literally being with someone with heavy Libra energy can make you feel like you're in a rom-com movie. Like it can definitely get a little romantic, okay? And speaking of romance, they are romantically creative. They're the type that would write love letters. They have date ideas, thoughtful gifts, or even just a perfect playlist for you to listen to. They know how to make you feel special. Dating somebody with high Libra placements can definitely make you feel like you're starring in your own love story, like for real. Now, I could have mentioned this a lot earlier, but Libra is also represented by the 7th house. It's the 7th zodiac, so it represents the 7th house when it comes to your houses. And when you look at your houses in the 7th house, it'll literally tell you about who your romantic partner could be as far as marriage, long-term unions, and also business partnerships. The 7th house deals with all the contracts, agreements, and deals. Yes, even paperwork. Now, one thing you probably didn't know that the 7th house represents is your open enemies. The ones you know don't like you. And you probably don't like them either. You know what I'm saying? They not like the secret haters, though, that be in your 12th house. We'll get into that later, though. You know, when I break down all the houses, I'll break down all of these different things. But I wanted to add that in as well because I feel like that is very important when talking about the Libra energy. It's because the 7th house definitely deals with the mirror effect. Like you attract others based on what you reflect out to the world. So you draw that in. So when you're in relationships and you end up in partnerships, a lot of times when you're learning things from each other, it's really things that you need to be learning about yourself instead of criticizing the person that you're with and what they need to tighten up on. Now, since we are currently in Libra season, that energy is very high right now. That whole romantic pairing up thing. I have a cuffing season video that I feel like y'all would enjoy. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, please go check it out because it goes into it deeper and it kind of gives you a little bit of understanding on why things are the way that they are, why you're probably feeling that energy right now, and why your DMs is probably getting blown up at this point. Like, you already know somebody hitting you in them DMs. And just to make sure that you move through this energy as smoothly as possible, you know, I worked up a few affirmations for y'all, as I always do. So, my first affirmation for Libra energy is, I trust myself to make decisions with ease and clarity. My second affirmation is, I am whole within myself, and partnerships are a reflection of my joy. And my last and final affirmation is, I release indecision and embrace confident choices. Amen. Amen. Now, as always, Cosmic Cousins, I have enjoyed giving y'all this little tea. And if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead and make sure you hit that like. Go ahead and subscribe to your girl and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this tea. I'll be having some good tea. So hit that notification bell so you can catch it while it's piping hot.